like I mentioned, I'm going to send over a username and password momentarily, um, and a link. And what this link will take you to this page right here. So this is basically just our entrance page. Put in our username, password, and log in. And now we're at the WordPress dashboard. Have you used WordPress at all?
I have actually just very minor
Okay,
usage, and I'm not super familiar with it.
sure, sure. It is no problem at all. That's about par for the course. So I'm happy to walk through it. So basically, once I log in, I'm looking at my dashboard here. This is my WordPress dashboard. There's a lot of interesting things here that are not really 100% relevant, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But basically, what I really focus on is the items on the left. That's kind of the different areas of your site, but also this top bar right here, and I use this a lot. So
Okay.
when I'm on the top bar, I can toggle back and forth between the front end and the back end of the website. So I just hover over this Emtec here and click on Visit Site.
Okay. Okay.
Then it takes me to the front end of the site. Now, but since I'm now logged in, I have this admin bar now, even when I'm in the front end of the site. So let's just
Okay.
say if I want to make a change to anything, what I do is my first step is like, okay, I log in, then go back to the front end, then find whatever page I want to edit on the front end, and then I just click Edit Page.
Oh wow.
So let's just, yeah,
Back end, and
yeah,
it'll be there.
that's right. So if I click Edit Page, now it's going to take me directly to edit this special inspections page.
Wow. Okay.
All right, and then um, in terms of actually editing the page, we can look at a couple, but basically what this is, the back end of the pages is made up of this kind of drag and drop page builder kind of thing. Right now we just have it in two sections. Here's the section up top and a little bit of separation, and then the text on the bottom.
Okay.
We'll take a look at some more different configurations, but I'd imagine the bulk of what you're going to want to do is editing text, that kind of thing.
Pretty much.
Um, so let's just say that you want to change something in this list down here. All right. So whatever I want to change, when I hover over it, I get this blue or this green little menu box here,
Yep.
and then I click on the edit, the little pencil to edit it.
Okay.
All right. And now you see you're getting all the items in that list.
Mhm.
So now I could, add something, take something out. Let's just say let's just say I'm really excited about chimneys. So I'll add an exclamation mark to chimneys.
Okay.
Um, and so one of the, like, I think WordPress is very user friendly and intuitive. One of the things I try to drive home that might not necessarily be that intuitive is the need to save changes twice. So, and what I mean by that is, so I made this edit here, and I hit Save Changes, but the web page hasn't been updated yet. I just updated this little section of it. To actually put those changes live, I need to hit this Update button here. So now, once I hit Update, so I'm really saving a second time,
Okay.
now my page has been updated. So now if I go to view the page in the front end, I've now got my exclamation mark for chimneys. That's just the text edit I just made.
Oh great.
So I will edit that and change it back.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Actually, I'm noticing it looks much different than what I've been accustomed to when I logged into WordPress.
Right.
It may be you guys obviously designed a much better page for WordPress, as well as have they updated their site and how it's interacting, like how it works? Or?
I'd say one of the main differences that the themes we use what's called this visual composer, which is this drag and drop kind of interface. So it's not necessarily native to WordPress, but it plugs really well into WordPress. So that could be a little bit of the changes. And they, I mean, the short answer is yes. Like they changed the coloration scheme. Like it used to be all white instead of black, and like they definitely made some updates to the core WordPress. But in terms of like all this drag and drop stuff and the way that we're editing this text, that's that's specific to the themes that we use.
Okay.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
And so what I'd like to do is maybe get and show a little bit of a okay, here we go. So key personnel is a good page to look at because there's a chance that we might be updating this, or you might want to edit this page. So again, if I want to make changes to key personnel, I get to the the page I'm looking for, and then I click on Edit Page.
Okay.
And sometimes I have to wait for it to load for a minute. And then, so we've got Emtec's mission here, and then it says the next section says custom font, and that's just because we used a different font for this section here.
Yeah.
So but if you wanted to edit any of that text, you click on the edit here. Since this is kind of a specially designed section, there's different options: font size, line height, all sorts of stuff with it. But we still can scroll down and see this is our text. Like this is what we want to, if we want to make edits, here's how we can do it. And then same thing. Once I've done making my edits, save changes, and then update the page.
Interrupt you, but
Yeah,
the recording. Will I get a copy of this? Or,
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if I should take thorough notes or I can probably revert back to our conversation.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly, and that's one of the reasons I do try to have the recording, so you can kind of focus on taking it all in as opposed to trying to document it all. So, yeah.
Very good. That's a good way to do it.
And so, yeah, and you can kind of see, how the front end lines up with the back end. So this is the back end. We've got Emtec's mission. We've got that quote there, or the kind of the mission statement thing. Then underneath that is this key personnel heading, and then underneath that we've got our images. So, and each one of these images is divided into a couple sections. So here we have an image. Like it starts with the image, then a little separator, and then here's the text. So if I want to change the image, I just click Edit Image. And then then basically I can right, and then this interface is pretty consistent throughout the throughout the site too. So here's all the images that we have uploaded on the site already. And you'll notice with every with the leadership images, we uploaded 2 for each, because there's a different, on the hover it goes black and white, but so but yeah, here's all the project images, anything like that. Now, so if you have it already uploaded, you can just select it. If not, you click Upload Files, and then you can just drag and drop any file that you have onto the site, and then select it from there. So one of the things that we're going to be providing, as well as the logins, we'll send you a cheat sheet of image sizes. So for example, leadership personnel is going to be 300 by 350, and typically what I tell people is get it sized correctly before you upload it to the site.
That could cause problems.
Yeah, and so that way everything is all nice and aligned, and there's definitely a beauty in symmetry, So, and we'll also show what size images to use for projects and things like that. So, so if I was to change out, so basically on this particular one, there's an option for what do I use as my main image and what do I use as my hover image. So here, the main image is the color, and the hover image is black and white.
Okay.
All right, and now we'll take it a little deeper. And now, when I click on that image, where does it go? And right now, it goes to the bio page, which is where we want it to be. So now, if you know, one of the nice things, I mentioned this is kind of a drag and drop interface. So if I wanted to, I could, change orders around, just move columns around, kind of thing.
Well, yeah.
So definitely, tends to be really, really slick. Um, and then in addition, there's also, you know, depending on how deep you get into this, the page builder aspect, really everything is done in rows. So this is kind of one big um, row here with row attributes, and then there's, um, this key personnel is a row, and then each one of these, um, you know, like here's a row of images, here's another row of images, kind of thing. Um, and what you can do, you can easily clone any one of those rows. So let's just say, we want to add, 2 more people, 3 more people to the leadership page, however we want to do it. What we can do is I can say, let me just clone this row. So I find a row that I like, and I hit clone. Wait. And we wait. And there it is. Okay. And now we've got, basically just a carbon copy of that row. And now we can, so what I like to use the cloning and copying, so I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. So now I know, okay, now I just need to change out the image here and the text here, and I've got my new employees.
Now that text down there,
Yep.
is that the subpage with the description, or?
Yep. Yeah. So that just, so right now this is just this. This one here is a link and then a title. So it doesn't necessarily pull from a subpage, but it links to your subpage.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I added that bio page, I guess. I'm assuming there's a way to get into that.
Yep. So and so I'm going to leave this without saving it. Yep. And the short answer is I would I would go there. Go to the bio page. So, and the bio pages are separate pages themselves. So you go to the page first and then click edit page.
Okay.
All right. And now I've got, is a good question. So now I've got, I can edit this page as I want. You see it's kind of got columns set up. If we want to change out the image, you can. Now, let's say we have somebody new that we want to put up on the key personnel page. So I showed you how we would add them to the main page, but how would we get their bio taken care of? And what I would do is I would use one as a template. So you can pull up one that you like. So let's just say we'll take this one that we have, and I click here, this button on the right, which is copy to a new draft. So basically I'm just taking a clone of a bio, and now can add your newest employee, Mike McElhaney, and then if I I can save draft, or once I'm ready I can hit publish.
Yeah.
But even if I were to save the draft, what it would do is now it's actually updated this URL, so it's now going to be Emtec Engineers / Mike McElhaney. And now I can change out the image, I change out the education, I change out the text, publish it, and then this is the link that I'm going to use when I'm back on the bio page saying, where do I link their bio to?
Yeah.
It's going to be this.
And you have to manually put that in? Or?
You do have to manually put that in. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Makes sense, though.
Yep. It's there's a pretty straightforward flow to it. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll set up the bio page first, and then I'll do then I'll get it onto the key personnel page, just from order of events kind of thing.
Okay.
So that way you're not, you take, we're keeping the formatting consistent and the layout consistent.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and trash this one for now. And um, yeah, and so what I'd done, I'd always I've talked about if you want to edit something, find it in the front end and then click edit. Um, there's just like a lot of other software, there's multiple ways to do things. you know, if I'm in the back end here and I click on pages and all pages on the left, this is going to show me a list of all the pages on the website. So if I wanted to edit Derek's bio from here, I could just hover over it and click edit. And it takes me to the same place as if I found his bio on the front end and clicked edit page from the top. It's all just different ways to get to the same place.
Oh, great. That makes it easy.
Yep. And all right, and then let's take a look at projects and how we have that set up. Yeah, so basically, if I were to want to add or update projects on this page here, I get to the page, click edit page, and then you can pretty easily see you know the kind of grid system that we have going. There's image, title, text, image, title, text. So you want to change the image, you just click on this edit image here, and same kind of thing as it was last time, where you just click add image, and then you're into your media library from there, and then you just pick which image you want to use or upload another image. Should be yeah, I mean, should be pretty straightforward. The goal is here, and the beauty is that you can do all this without doing a lick of like HTML coding.
No, HTML coding is not pleasant to look at.
No, no, it's not. From experience, it's not pleasant to write either. So,
I took a class in high school and it was pretty excruciating.
yeah. Not very fun. It makes me appreciate WordPress that much more.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's certain things you can do with HTML that you might not be able to do with WordPress, but it's certainly good from a standpoint of managing continuously, monitoring the website.
That's right. That's right. Um, and okay, and then the only other thing that I can certainly go over anything else you'd like, but the one piece that I want to cover is the news is just a little different.
Okay.
So if we go to basically these the latest news stories that you have here, um, they're their own separate posts, or their own separate pages. So if I'm actually maybe not. Let me just double check this. Um, yeah. So basically, if I wanted to edit these, oh, sorry, let me get back to the home page. Don't mean to click around on you. So these news stories are actually, what it's doing is it's pulling the two most recent posts from the system. So and if I go into, so if I wanted to change what's on the home page, I actually would click into the post and then edit the text there. So if I go over to the left-hand side, yeah, and I look at all posts here,
Yeah.
you can see that right now we have these two posts in here. So basically, if I wanted to add a new news item, you could either click add new, or um, kind of my preference is use an existing one as a template. So that way, so let's just say I wanted to do a new one. I'll just say copy to a new draft, and then put a title by it. And then one of the things I want to, one of the main things to look at here is, and it's kind of hidden, so you've got the text here, the image is actually on the lower right hand side here. It's called the featured image. So it's, everywhere else everything kind of hits you in the face. The featured image likes to hide a little bit, but it's there. And again, so once I click that, then I'm into my standard media library view and just choose my image from there. And then a whole bunch of other stuff that you can just ignore. Like you just don't need to worry about all this other nonsense on the page. It's, title, text, image, and you have a post.
All right, great. Now I do have one question actually.
Sure.
Let's say I want to provide, I want to put in links for the other consultants we're working with, let's say, and I want to say, like on this one that you have up right now. Let's say I wanted to put BHC Architects website link in there.
Sure.
But have to show up as BHC Architects, but where you could click on it, and I could try to, we like to play nice and give each other a little more SEO and, more hits possibly.
Sure.
So I'd like to tag back certain items. And now is it just a matter of creating a hyperlink or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's just say, well, yeah, so if you wanted to, we could include the link right into the text here. So what we could do is we just highlight what text do we want to link, BHC Architects and Confer, and then we click on this is our little like chain hyperlink thing. So we click on that, and then we could put in whatever URL that we want to here. We could do you have to know what it is?
Yeah. I don't know exactly what it is.
Okay.
I would tag them separate. I would tag like Conifer separate and BHC.
Oh, BHC Architects is separate from Conifer. Got it.
Conifer is the developer, because we work with the other one, Tritech, for the Port Jefferson. I discussed with him how we can, tag links back to each other's sites so that we can try to get as many clicks as possible. People, that's what happens. People
Sure.
go to a site and then they transfer to another, and it's a nice cycle, and it's a nice subtle way to give a little more credit to your other, your teaming partners.
Exactly. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, you're right. From from an SEO and from a goodwill perspective, I like it. So I'm pretty sure I just googled them. I'm pretty sure this is the address.
Okay.
And what I would do on something like this, I click on this open link in a new tab.
Yeah, I like that too.
So that way, my default is anytime you're taking them off your site, you want to open it in a new tab so that they're not physically leaving your site totally.
Yeah. Yours still stays open and they're opening another tab.
That's right. So, oh, I forgot. This is just our sample. This is our awesome news item. I'll delete this in just a moment, but just so you can.
All right, and then.
Yeah, now you've got that link in there. So yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
That's easy enough.
Yep.
I do like actually how people can comment on there, which I didn't anticipate. You guys you put it in there.
Yeah, that's part of the default.
Nice feature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, is there my last kind of difficult question, I guess, would be: is there any way to integrate our LinkedIn posts to those news feeds? Or not directly. I'd have to kind of copy the link. Like basically, I'm saying, what if I posted? What if I uploaded something on LinkedIn? I uploaded an article or a news article, but I wanted it to basically just mirror and be on the site. That's not possible.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, anything's possible, but I don't think there's anything out there that kind of would handle that out of the box. It would be pretty custom. Yeah.
Okay, that's not. I can always just copy the text and the information.
Right.
Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. My main looks like our main resources get pages portion.
Right. Yep. Is
Um,
exactly right.
Now, the pages portion though, will that also have the newsfeed pages, or it won't?
Yeah, so that the news feeds are going to be your only kind of different item, and that's going to
Okay,
be under posts.
under post.
So
Okay.
those two, right? So pages and posts are going to be where really all your content is.
Yeah, because I can access everything through the pages,
Right.
like, and then all I have to do for the post is update our newsfeed.
That's exactly right. Um, and then um, and then I guess the one other place that might be helpful for you to know about is just this forums section here.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Um,
Well, what is that? Can you upload forms or documents for people to download, or?
that's actually for like if somebody's filling out a form on your website,
Okay.
that like an application type form or something like that. So,
Okay.
um, but okay,
All right. That's very
yeah,
good to know.
yeah. All right. Do you So yeah, like I said, be sending out that cheat sheet here shortly. Did you have any other questions or anything specific you wanted to cover today?
Something I really, it seems straightforward. I don't want to say that it's easy because I'm sure it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's close. I like to think that it's almost as easy as it looks. And hopefully having the video will be a good, like wait, I know Mike talked about that. Like, well, how did we do that? So, um, yeah, and we're around if you have any questions or anything along those lines.
Oh, so I do have one quick question, I guess, is that I'm looking to now with the project basis, let's say,
Hmm.
my goal here is we already have a benchmark of, eight or so projects with 6 projects on each page. If I continue to add to them, will there be any restrictions if I just continue to add projects and not remove any, or
Nope, nope. Um,
is
yeah,
that kind of,
no. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, the only restrictions end up being like user experience. Like, if you have like 100 projects on a page that you're asking people to scroll through, they probably won't get a ton of like. Um, but
no, understood. I plan to hopefully, get up to like a number of, let's say, 14 or so on a page, and then as I add more, I'll remove old ones, and that's how we'll try to keep like a good number of them for people to go to.
absolutely, I think it's a good
Now,
idea.
if I also wanted to eventually, let's say these project sheet pages, you have the 2 pictures side by side, which I do like, but let's say we do end up having about 12 to 14 projects on each page. What if I wanted to split it to a 3 alongside? I would probably contact you guys to try to resize.
Right, right. I mean,
Okay.
I'd be happy to help with that. The the reality is it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like, and I do it brings up a little something that I can show off about our little builder here that we have. Um, so this is a project page. So let me just start with the easier one, which is let's just say I want to add new projects in.
Okay.
So this is where my clone row comes in handy. So I pick a row so this is really a row of projects,
Yeah.
here, and then here's where I'm going to hit my clone. And now then I just, change out my image, change out my text kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking as we were going through that.
Yep, that's great. Yeah, you're on the right track for sure. Now, the other question, which is the columns here, every row can be split into columns like this. So here's where you kind of separate out columns. So if we wanted to change it to thirds, right now it's 1/2 plus 1/2.
Okay.
I hover over to thirds here, and now I've got 3 columns.
Now, will
So
that automatically resize the images, or will the images still be the same size?
it'll automatically resize the images.
Oh, great! Wow. Okay.
Yeah, to fit them in that column. Like you know, I would double check to make sure that it
Yeah.
doesn't cut anything off and everything looks good. But yeah, that's how you would do it. And then The only like little thing is for some reason I can't copy this whole column from one to the other. What I end up having to do just in an instance like this, just to kind of demonstrate it, is I just need to copy every section of a column. So I copy the top image, move it over,
Okay.
and I would only need to do this once to, and then I copy the text, move it over, copy the separator, move it over, that kind of thing to get my third column. But if I wanted, I'm not going to save it now, but let me just finish this off just so we can see what it could possibly look like. And so yeah, I'm not gonna update it. I'm just gonna do a preview changes, which
Okay.
will show me, and then yeah, I mean it does pretty good.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's great. I like it. It stays within the parameters. And
Yep, yep, it's nice. And yeah, like with HTML or like 5 years ago, if you would have said like I need to change this from 2 to 3 columns, I'd be like, oh,
yeah,
okay, I'll see you in a week, like
yeah.
But they got it a lot nicer now. All right, I'm gonna delete this column here and move us back from 3 to 2, and then we should be good to go.
Now, if you exited the site without saving any of the changes, it would automatically revert back to those settings.
That's right. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do. It did like I'm trying to close it and it's saying, "Whoo, are you sure you want to leave? I don't think you've saved your changes." And I'm just gonna say yes. I'm gonna leave.
Just like when if you're a robot, then make sure you put in the code that they have.
Exactly. Exactly. Great.
Well, I'd say looks pretty straightforward. Fine, I think we certainly may be in touch with you guys to bring you on. Maybe let's say that in the beginning of the year to try to bring you back on, update some stuff, possibly. I know there's some packages you offer for continuing maintenance.
Absolutely.